food web person, I get a hand pretty much in every gear. So I get to be present for each gear deployment and take a little bit from each gear type. It also means being up 24 hours a day as much as I am able, but it's exciting to have involvement within each part of that process.
For dress code, there is a dress code on many ships. So we have our float codes, overalls typically, that are both keeping us warm but are an integrated life jacket at the same time.
It's very warm, so it's a whole suit I have to pull on. I have my hard hat, I have my safety glasses, I have my steel-toed boots, I have my gloves, so I have to run down, put all that on, zip it up, and then come back up and go out on deck. We have plankton nets that are deployed to get that algae and the primary consumers that are microscopic in the water column. So different kinds of nets for getting different size classes. We have multiple kinds of trawls, so just like any fishing trawl, big trawls that are towed through the water as the boat moves at different, either midwater or on the benthos, the sea floor. And that's where most of my samples come from. We get all the invertebrates, the critters such as the sea stars, the crabs, the snails, those all come up in those big benthic bottom trawls.
So I try to collect sediment samples in a variety of different ways, which usually involve, in one way or another, lowering some piece of equipment onto the bottom that either scoops sort of a mouthful of sediment or sets a box down that and then brings a whole box of sediment up. And sometimes we use tube cores also if we want to collect a smaller sample of that preserves all of the strata of sediments beneath the surface really well, so we can look at how things change with depth in the sediments, like oxygen, for example. And we're interested in understanding the sediment communities in particular because when there is a disturbance in the environment of some sort, those are often the first places that we see the changes, the effects of those changes, and those organisms have relatively short lifespans, so they reproduce pretty quickly, and we can see recoveries following a disturbance in the sediment communities a little bit faster than we can see them in the large mammals.